Hi, all. It's been a while since I've done an update on my um, channel. I think it's been about probably 4 months since I did one. I think the last one I did was like in June, whenever I announced that I was moving from the Pacific Northwest to um, the Midwest in Indiana. And I'm happy to say the move went obviously really well. Um, and I am just having a blast. It's amazing. And I loved my friends up in the Pacific Northwest, but it was definitely time for a change in my life. I needed just some new clarity. And plus, living in this beautiful home with my partners has just been wonderful. And it's just been amazing. So, um, I guess I'm just online or doing a video just to give a little bit of an update as to where I'm at. Since I know some of my friends I haven't really communicated with, much during the last several months, partially because I'm just trying to get my bearings here in a new area and get used to a new schedule. I used to like previously with work, I used to wake up like at 5 in the morning, and now I'm like waking up at like 9 in the morning, which is definitely a shift. And then I work later, so I work more of a swing shift now than I do like the typical morning shift a lot of people work. So it definitely has been an adjustment. But I guess usually I try to keep my videos kind of topical. Um, and I wanted to go over something that I've seen within the community that I think a lot of people really struggle with. And that's this concept of acceptance of oneself. And it's really hard because we're kind of always geared towards growing, and changing, um, which is part of why we're in this, and that part is amazing. And it's always beautiful to see people change into a body that they really want. But I think there's a point where biologically, medically, or for whatever reason, or if you have to temporarily like stop gaining or bulking up if it's like muscle or whatever for a specific reason, it's hard to find that acceptance within oneself. And I know for me, I've like I'm kind of reaching a biological cliff where it's really hard for me to gain, and I have been trying my hardest to get past that. But it's been difficult. And I know you've seen in other blogs that I've had or other videos that I've had, and my Twitter and everything, of my kind of struggle with that and pre-diabetes. And there are certain things I've done that have worked. I think, having more protein in your diet has been really helpful. I've kind of done a lot of trail mixes, which have been great. Um, and I have other videos on all of that on my blog, and will continue to share things as I find them out for those gainers that are diabetic. But I think there is a point where biologically your body just can't do it anymore. um, and I think as I am getting older, I'm having to find that as I've continued to try to pursue what I want. It's sort of like you sort of like restructure the gaining thing, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is like a goal of mine, but I also need to focus on all the good things about myself. And that's really kind of what I've been really working on the past several months. Is moving has helped me really reflect to be like, these are some really good qualities that I have. And I think if you're in a place where you feel like you don't know what good qualities you have, or you feel like you just constantly have to try to do better, stop for a minute and just really evaluate the positive like impacts that you have on other people in your life. and it can be like minor. Like if you're someone who, you know, really kind of struggles dealing with people, like, severe introvert, it can be hard to think like, okay, well, what positive impacts do I have? But think of all like the qualities of like, maybe a talent that you have or attention to detail, or if you were in a social situation, how you would benefit people, by your talent, and sometimes focusing on that can be really helpful. Um, Another thing that, has been kind of really been hard for me is, you know, I love my job. Um, and I, you know, um, really enjoy what I do, but I'm always looking for more opportunities. And I think when you're always on TikTok and you're always like watching all these videos about like gloom and doom and the fact that, all these people are being laid off, it kind of starts eating at you, and you're like, okay, am I not going to find a job if I need a job? Or if I want to make a transition to another job, am I going to find that job? um, and especially as a big person, that can be a real big struggle. But I think there is something to be said about representation. And so that's like the second part of this whole self acceptance thing is I think it can be hard feeling like you have an alternate identity, being a gainer and being in the closet. I mean, I came out of the pantry, quote, a long time ago. um, but if you're still in the pantry, like it can be scary, going into a job interview or a social situation, worrying about if they're going to find out something about myself. But the true way around that is to focus on that if you're in a position where you can have the ability to make a difference, like, if you work in social services, or you do volunteer work, or you are able to make a positive influence even at your job. I think there's a lot to be said for those that work in the, fast food industry, that maybe feel like their impact isn't as felt as somebody that works as that's a nurse. I mean, but you can have a day where somebody's having a really shitty day. I mean, I know for me, sometimes like I'm having a really shitty day and all I want is like a burger from Burger King or wherever, and I go and the lady is nice to me, or whatever. Like that totally made my day. And so it's those small things that you can have a positive impact on. But the end thing is you not applying for that position, or you not pursuing your goals in life, or feeling like you have acceptance for who you are, that doesn't provide any visibility to any powerful change within the community or the world. And I think we need more people that are gainers, encouragers, people that love body positivity, people that are willing to step up on the stage and maybe not forcefully say I'm a gainer or encourager, but stand up there and be, don't let those labels of being a minority affect your ability to make a change or be visible. And that's easier said than done. I mean, I know that I talk from a place where I've done this for a while. I've been very fortunate to fall in the position that I'm in. I've kind of, the cards kind of fell just right. And so it can be really hard if you're on a, if you're not at that level, like as wanting to come out, or being part of a community that is really difficult to get into. Sometimes it can be really a struggle. So it's just about that persistence piece. So I guess just to wrap this up, the big thing that I've learned is everybody has intrinsic value, and it's something that I'm continuing to learn moving forward. So I know this video was kind of ranty and ravey or whatever, but I don't know. I just wanted to share some of the positivity pieces that I've learned, I know I haven't posted much lately, and part of that is just I have been really focused on the beautiful life that I have. And I know it seems braggy, and I apologize for that, but um, it's things are really, really hard in my life for a really long time, and it's just beautiful to finally have that happiness. Yeah, I mean, it's like every day I wake up and I'm just like, I can't believe all of the good things that are going on in my life right now. It's amazing. So, at any rate, I won't brag anymore, but it's all good. So, yeah. So I just wanted to give everybody an update. I hope you all are well. My weight dropped a little bit. I think I was like at 478 before I moved, and now I'm like 471, 472. And I had actually COVID, which sucked. Um, couldn't taste anything for like a week or two. But the first taste that I had was like of like peanut butter ice cream, and that was amazing. So um, yeah, that was so. I think between the move and that, I just have really been struggling to get back up there, and part of that has been trying to accept me as I am. So it's been hard. Okay, well, that's really it for this update. I might post again in a few weeks or a few months, but once I do, I'll definitely put something out there. All right, take care, and I hope you all are well. Bye.